What's up, family? It's your boy Jay, Growing with Jay. Just wanted to say to y'all, I appreciate y'all checking out my videos. I appreciate all the comments, the likes, and if y'all do any shares, I appreciate that too. But here we go. Got a couple of comments on my irrigation system when I showed y'all how I irrigate my garden. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through that and try to explain a little further how all that works. All right, family, here we go. So what I have here is, this is where the water hose, I have that running to my house across the lawn. Might be like a 75-foot water hose. And I just leave that out there all summer. When guys come through, cut the grass, they just ride right over it. It's low enough that it doesn't get bothered. And I have it attached here with a female adapter that hooks to the water hose and transition over to 3/4 PVC pipe and take you inside. All right, so here it comes up. This is the feed here. It feeds everything. This is the line that feeds everything. And you see here I got my water hose attached. And a shut off for the water hose if I want. Comes up, like I said, this is the main feed here. I can cut all the sections off. And I put these shut offs in here because I've had before, my old irrigation system, I ran a CPVC, and I actually thought I had a leak, but I didn't. That's a whole nother story. And it's part of the reason why I redid everything, what it needed to be done, even if it wasn't a leak. But here we go. So I have 4 sections that I'm actually using to feed my garden. And my garden's actually 30 feet by 40 feet. That's how big my garden is. And what I did was, every 10-foot section is separated. So if I ever spring a leak on one of the sections, I can eliminate that section and then, not have to cut everything off and get to it when I get to it. All right, so taking you up here, I'm gonna take you over to show you some of the lines. All right, y'all, here we go. Now the lines they transition from 3/4 to 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch runs across the garden beds, the garden floor to all the garden beds. And then they transition back to 3/4. That's just the fittings I had. No particular reason why they go from 1/2 to 3, or 3/4 to 1/2 to 3/4. It just worked out that way with what I had, and what was the cheapest and easiest way for me to do it at the time. Now, all the beds pretty much have a gooseneck on it, and I have timers on all the beds. These timers can get expensive, but I normally catch them at the end of the season, and I have paid as low as $5 a piece, and I think the most I paid for one was like $19, but I may have bought one at $19, and then the next one might have been $12 or $15, and then a $12 one, and the rest of them were probably under $12. Most of them were probably about $5 at the end of the season. You normally catch them at a Walmart on clearance. But I have different ways that I'm doing the actual bed. So this particular bed here, I have some 1/2 inch poly tubing with adapter. Well, first off, let me take you up here. Let me get you up to the top here. Gooseneck comes up. And I call it gooseneck because this little design here is normally referred to as gooseneck in the plumbing. But I have a shut off here at each individual bed. Every bed has a shut off, so I can shut the individual beds off if I don't want to shut all the beds off. But you have your timer here. And you can see what time it is. I'm out here filming this. But then I have poly tubing, I have an adapter here to go from the timer to the poly tubing. This one comes down 90s. The poly tubing goes across the bed. And I have become particularly fond and partial to the soaker hoses. This is my favorite method for watering the bed. And just to show you what it looks like. See if I can get this manually started here. Let me show you what I'm doing here. This particular timer, you press the button here, your manual. It's a 2-port, so you can do station 1 or station 2. On station 1, I'll just do it for a minute. And you see it starts to, and I have these little hoses running the length of the bed. I'll just let that run. So I have them spaced out about 6 to 7 inches apart. 5 lines running the length of the bed. You can see it better over here. And I have different setups. You can see how that's running. And I'll come through and mulch this bed with some grass clippings. I had some leaves mulched on here, but you know, they're starting to blend in with the bed. The worms are taking them, and all kind of life is going on underneath of those. But in this bed here, this is the bed I just pulled all my tomatoes. I had 2 beds with tomatoes. I pulled all of them. They got disease, had a little early blight. But it was still early, so I'll just pull them. I'm gonna treat the soil, and I can put my new tomatoes in. I'll treat those. This bed here, same setup, gooseneck, shut off, timer, but I have 1/4-inch soaker hose, which is new to me this year, which I really love this 1/4-inch soaker hose. And I have it going through the bed in an S-shaped pattern. Same thing, about 6 to 7 inches apart. It's pulled up like that because I just pulled these tomatoes out. But I just have that one looping. So that's another way I have it. And I have several beds that's like that also. And then I have a different size soaker system. And this is the 1/2-inch soaker hose with the adapter soaker hose. And this one S-shapes through the bed also. And stops here. Have it capped off for the stop. So that's that. Now I also have these particular beds here. And these are my flower beds. And these are drip irrigation setups. Same concept. Like I said, all of them have the gooseneck. It's shut off. The timer. But this is drip irrigation. I'm going to just show you this real quick. Show you how this one works. And you can see that this particular part here, I have a distribution hose coming off and feeding these that fan out. And then back here, I have off the same 1/2-inch distribution line. This is a drip irrigation. You see how that's shooting out And that's like, on this part, it's every 6 inches, I believe, for this. So that's how that works there. Let me turn that off. Put them back to automatically feed. And then in this one has a different system. I mean, different emitters, I believe is what they call them. I'll just show you how this one works. You can see here how this one goes out and feeds. So that is pretty much it, family. One more thing. Last but not least, can't forget the good old-fashioned water hose. So where I don't have irrigation system, I have my water hose. Of course, with the multi-pattern head on it. And the one I use the most, the shower. And I actually pretty much really enjoy or really appreciate how this one waters here. You get a nice full stream of water without overpowering in the shower setting. So I really like that. Alright, family, hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I had a couple of people comment about the irrigation system, and I just wanted to kind of go through to show in more detail how it was going, what I do, and I'll come back later, give you guys a full garden tour, show you what I got going on. Alright, family, you see it's growing. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I appreciate the comments. I holla.